Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I'm Dr. Asma Alia Muhammad Buhari. So for today, I'll be sharing with you on measurement on the landscaping works. So before we start, I just want to make sure every students are ready for this lesson. You should have your standard method of measurement version 2 with you, as well as a drawing. The drawing has been provided to you, the hard copy and soft copy. So hopefully you can have that before we start the lecture. So are you guys ready? So if you're ready, we're gonna start now. So for the landscaping work, there are two types, soft and hard landscaping. But for this purpose, we are only focusing on the soft landscaping for this exercise. And just to recap, soft landscaping is all about the greens and about the natural environment, as well as the what we call as a process in doing the seeding, turfing, and planting. But however, before we start with our lecture, let's see which section in SMM should we refer to if we are doing a measurement work for landscaping. So if you look at the SMM, it should be referred to section W, in specifically section W.15. W.15 is all about landscaping works until W.16, and that will be the last part of the SMM2. And this is a lecture contents. So basically these are the things that you are going to measure. It's very easy if you understand the concept, because landscaping is all about meter square, it's all about numbers. And I really hope that I'm very sure you're going to enjoy this measurement for landscaping works. Let's look at the drawing first, just to make sure we have the same drawing. Okay, the drawing is on drawing number is POB QSD 381 /12, and this is a project on proposed mini garden on lot 282 Taman Desa Tambun. And the first page is on planting and turfing the layout plan. So let's have a glance on this drawing. Okay, this is what we call as the borders for your taking off. Okay, we have hedges here, the trees, and then we have close stepping, and we have hard landscape as well, but that won't be our focus for this exercise, so just leave it there. And we have the interlocking paving block, we have spot turfing, and then we have all the trees and hedges. Okay, on the second page is a detail on the tree planting and the paving edge restraint block details, but we won't look at this block because that will falls under pavement, not under soft landscaping. So this is a detail for all the necessary information, the specification that you need to help you to draft a very good and detailed description for your taking off. Right. Okay, so this is an example. So heading, please fill that in with your project title, and then the element of the external works. Okay, and then if you look at the description, it is very easy. Okay, you're gonna start with what are the works that need to be carried out, which is the topsoiling, and how are you going to do it? Is it by hand or you are using machineries? That's the second one. Okay, and then where the works will be carried out, so which is the surface of the ground. And what will be the thickness? Okay, that will be 150 mm thick. And what are the things that need to be done to make sure the work is complete? So it is stated here, it has to be evenly graded to finish levels to fine tills. So the unit is in meter square. So in other words, when you do description for this landscaping work, so basically this is the sequence. The first one, what are the works that need to be carried out? How? Is it by hand or by machine? The third one, on the basis of the work that need to be done, the thickness, and the works that need to be carried out to make sure the work, for instance, in this case, is topsoiling is completed. Cultivating. These are the things or works that need to be done under cultivating. Removing stones, tiling the soils. Okay, is it by hand or by machines? And removal of turf grass. Okay, again, the measurement for this cultivating soil is in meter square. You need to state the depth and method of cultivating. As I mentioned, you're going to start with the first, what other works need to be, what will be the work need to be done. Okay, cultivating the soil by hand or by machine. Okay, on what surface? Surface ground here. The depth. Okay, and what are the works need to be done to make sure the work is completed. So it's very easy. If you remember the sequence, it's very easy for you to draft your own description. So again, a unit is in meter square. Okay, let's look at the next one, fertilizing. Again, remember what are the things that need to be done? Fertilizing. So where will be the base for the work? Okay, and then what will be the kind and quality of the fertilizer if it's given in the specification. And you need to mention the rate of application, which is the quantity per meter square, and you need to mention, is it by hand or by machine? Okay, let's look at this description. Again, students, please don't forget to fill in the heading and the element of section work. Okay, the unit, surface application by hand. Okay, surface application by hand or by machine. Approved brand commercial fertilizer. So if you have a specific fertilizer brand, so you need to mention it here. Instead of using the word approved brand commercial fertilizer, you have to insert that special name of that fertilizer. General surface of cultivated soil at a rate of, okay, you have to refer this 800 gram per meter square in your specification. So under page 3 of your drawing. Okay, if by machine, so you have to change the word by hand to by machine. Okay, next one is seeding. For seeding, it still falls under section W15.2 in the SMM, which means it's still using the same principle. So it has to be measured in meter square. You need to mention the types, the depth, and rate of application and method of application. So let's look at the example. Modern fertilizing, normally they use machines, but for a small scale of algae culture, like seeding, they normally use just by hand. So look at this, seeding, general surface of cultivated soil. Okay, seeding is a work and surface of cultivated soil is the base of work. By hand is a method, or if you are using machine, it should be changed to by. That's right. In two numbers operation, if you allow for one number, so just put one number. If you allow for three numbers, so put three numbers operation. Which approve with approved grass seed at a rate of 100 gram per meter square. This 100 gram per meter square should be referred to the specification in the drawing. But if it's not mentioned, what should you do? Of course, you need to fill in the query list table and make necessary assumption. Okay, let's go to turfing. Turfing still falls under W15.2, which means still using the same principle. So at this moment, I'm very sure all of you already an expert in how to do a measurement, how to do a description for this soft landscaping. So let's look at turfing. Okay, turfing divided into two types, closed turfing and spot turfing. I'm very sure you know the difference between closed and spot because you have learned this in your construction technology, but the principle is that it will be measured in meter square. You need to mention any botanical name of the turfing and the size as well, method of securing the turfing, timing of operation, and if it's for spot turfing, you have to mention the spacing of the turfs. Okay, let's look at this. It looks like a very long description, but if you understand the principle, you shouldn't be worried at all. Okay, look at this. Closed turfing is the nature of work, the work that needs to be done. Closed turfing, if you are using spot or a spot turfing, so you have to mention spot turfing. And then the botanical name, the size, the spacing. Okay, how are you going to secure the turfing? Rolling, watering, weeding, cutting, and additional fertilizer. Still in meter square. Roller, okay, mowing the turf. If you have like a maintenance activity, so you have to mention that as well. Okay, so for tree is a bit specific. Okay, you need to know the bulb size, the clear stem, and or the overall height. Okay, it looks like very long description, but again the same principle applies. Nature of work, which is planting the trees. Okay, you need to know the botanical name. Okay, what will be the girth? 30 to 40 mm. Overall height, you should refer to this. This is what we call as overall height. Okay, from here to the top of the tree. Okay, and then the clear stem, this is what we call as a clear stem. Before the branches, only the trunk, that is what we call as a clear stem. And then okay, the rest is the details that you should refer in page 2 of your drawing. Okay, tree labeling. Okay, the same principle as well. Shrubs is just like a tree, but shrubs normally I think it's same principle as well with trees, just that you need to mention planting the shrubs here. And don't worry about this very long description, because you don't have to memorize that as well, because you can always refer to your drawing. All of this long description is actually the details given in the drawing. So this is a bulbs. The bulbs we have bulbs in meter square as well. W16.2, you should refer to W16.2, stated that it has to be measured separately, stating the botanical name, the size, and the root system, girth, height, and the clear stem. So you have to mention that as well. And we have tuber, corms, hedge plant. Hedge plant is on 16.3. Hedge plant shall be enumerated or alternatively given in meter. So it depends on the situation, whether it is in meter or in the enumerated in numbers. Okay, example of plant description.